friends, my name is Suzanne, and welcome to Suzanne's Bedtime Stories. You want to read a story with me? Really? That's great! Jim COPP, will you tell me a story? 3 uncommonly clever tales, as told by Jim COPP, illustrated by Lindsay Dupont. There are 4 stories in this book. Kate Higgins, I regret to state, grew spontaneous. One night at 8, she stamped her foot, screamed and cried, and punched her father in the side. Papa was stern. Kate, I shall thank you. To take your pill before I spank you. You've been quite sick. It's getting late. Now take your pill. I won't, said Kate. And dancing forth with utter glee, she kicked her mother in the knee. Then running forth, she hid. Yes, that's what Kate Higgins did. Naughty Kate, wicked Kate, she really hates me, I most state. You've been saying that she ran and hid. I do indeed, that's what she did. Now everybody dance, everybody dance. Well, poor Papa looked everywhere, behind the couch, beneath the chair, up on the shelf, within the pot, but nowhere could she find the tot. Dear Mama, she said, this child is ill. She'll grow far worse without her pill. Might even die, Papa replied. There's still one more place we haven't tried. I'll fetch the broom. You stay right here. I think she's in the chandelier. Papa went out and then came back, and came the chandelier, a whack, and cried, come down this very instant. At last, Kate Higgins. The 2 sighed and shook their heads, and arm in arm went up to bed. Naughty Kate, wicked Kate, really must most hate. When told to take her pill, she didn't. Where do you think she could have hidden? Kate Higgins, with a shrieking laugh, came hopping from the phonograph. I fooled you both, she cried. Hee hee. Who needs a nasty pill? Not me. Then in the pantry, reaching high, she sliced herself some rawhide pie. Then gobbled down some jelly beans and chocolate cake and 10 sardines. Then she ran up and jumped to bed and woke up wishing she were dead. And wishing she were dead. Now everybody dance. Now everybody dance. Come on, everybody dance. Miss Goggins and the Gorilla. Once upon a time, the 4th grade had a teacher named Miss Hoggins, who was not only very ugly, but had a temper. The boys and girls in 4th grade never had any fun. They just sat there, scared. Well, anyway, that's how things were until the morning the gorilla came calling. I'll tell you about it. I don't know what's the matter with you children this morning, Miss Goggins said. You are stupid, unruly, disobedient, and very vituperative. We shall continue the singing lesson. She seated herself elegantly at the piano. I had a little doggy, his name was Mr. Giggs. I sent him to the grocery store to fetch a pound of pigs. A half an hour later, he came running back and said, the pigs have got the D, my dear. I bought a bone instead. Now, that's our song for today. Now, let's sing it together. Are we ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. I had a little doggy, his name was Mr. Giggs. I sent him to the grocery store to fetch a pound of figs. Silence! Stop singing! One of you is off key. Jasper Jones, it was you. Report to the principal's office for your punishment. The whole class will remain 3 hours after school. Silence! We shall sing. But at that moment, there came a knock on the door. Now, Mrs. Goggins never allowed visitors in her schoolroom. I never allow visitors in my schoolroom. Whoever you are, go away! We shall continue the singing lesson. But there came another knock. Before Mrs. Goggins could do anything about it, the door flew open, and into the room was this big and hairy gorilla. Arms swinging back and forth, walked a gorilla. The most ferocious gorilla you've ever seen. The huge animal came straight towards Mrs. Goggins. Get out out of here! How dare you come into my room? You aren't a real gorilla. You're only Mr. Hobson, the manual teacher training, dressed up in a gorilla suit to fool us. Get out!" And the gorilla, she gave a big shove and shoved and prodded him along the door out into the hall, and slammed the door after him. "Silence! That was not a real gorilla, and you are stupid children for thinking so." But the children weren't listening. Through the window, the gorilla was staring at them. Now suddenly, he raised his powerful arms and brought them down, crash against the door. Well, this time, Mr. Goggin was prepared, and before the gorilla could open the door, she went marching over with a hammer and nail and nailed the door tightly shut. "Mr. Hobson," she shouted, "I shall report you to the principal. Go away." "All right, class, we shall sing. Are we ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. I had a little doggy, his name was Mr. Giggs. I sent him to the grocery store to fetch and found a fix. A half an hour later, he came back and said, 'The figs look rather green, my dear, so I bought a bone instead.'" "Silence! Silence! Stop this minute! Somebody is off key. Martha Piper, was it you? Report to the principal. We shall sing." "Rah, rah." The gorilla through the door, she said. "Silence, Mr. Hobson!" "Roar," said the gorilla, and he suddenly came crashing through the door. And with his hairy arms swinging, he came straight for Mrs. Goggins. "I told you to get out of my room," said Mr. Goggins. "I shall report you to the principal." "Report me to the principal," she said, removing his false head. Who do you suppose he really was? He was the principal of the school. "Oh, Mrs. Goggins," he said, "one morning of each year, I wore this disguise to visit the schoolrooms in order to check up on the teachers without their knowing who I am. This year, I wore a gorilla suit. Oh, I have seen you this enough morning to convince me that we don't need you in the school anymore. You are fired. Oh, get out! Oh, get out! Oh, get out!" And Mrs. Goggins went running over to the closet and grabbed her hat and her fur and her umbrella. And out of the door she flew, and at last, that's when the teacher ever saw of her. Of course, such a thing could ever happen nowadays because there weren't any more teachers like Mr. Goggin, and they're the children. And that is the end. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you sleep so well, and we'll continue the story next time with chapters 3 and 4. And please like and subscribe. Thank you.